Hello everyone, Ryan here with Product Impressions. Several years ago, may have, depending on where you live, you may have started seeing a lot of battery-powered scooters suddenly swarming around on the streets and sidewalks and things like that. I always thought that they looked like a lot of fun, but I've actually never even tried one. Well, today I have the opportunity to actually try out a battery-powered scooter. This one in particular is the Highlander Pro model from Hover One. So this is supposed to have quite a good range, I believe, 15-mile range, 18 miles an hour. I might be reversing those. But yeah, so I'm excited to try this out. Let's get it charged up and see how well it works. When you unbox the scooter, of course, the first thing that you have is the scooter. And also in the box, we've got a tire pump to keep the tires inflated. Very nice of them to include that. Charging brick for the battery. Information about it. I've taken a quick look at this, and this scooter is definitely more of a vehicle than a toy. There are all sorts of warnings in here. Do not operate it under 40 degrees Fahrenheit in wet conditions, all sorts of things. So yeah, they want you to know that this is more of a vehicle than a toy. There is an Allen wrench in here as well. The reason for that is this comes with the handlebar assembly actually disconnected. So it comes with 4 screws as well to connect the, or to secure the handlebar assembly onto the main shaft. I've already taken care of that so you don't see the bolts here. Those are really tight to get in there. It's a good thing that this is a very long Allen wrench because you will need the torque to get them in. You've also got some information about what will actually show up on your display. So just taking a look at this, of course you have the handbrake. B is a bell to make sure that people actually know that you are coming on the LED display. You've got speedometer, an error icon to let you know if there's anything going wrong, a battery indicator, which is that across the bottom, high temperature alarm, and you also have 3 different speed modes. So you've got a white indicates an eco mode for greater distance, M normal mode, green M is for the normal mode, red M is for a sport mode. So white, green, and red, I'd be interested to try these things out. And it'll also show the units for the speed, so either miles per hour or kilometers. Excellent. And of course, over here, you've got the throttle on the right-hand side. You hold down the power button for a couple of seconds to actually turn it on. The button at the top, you've got the power button at the top to turn on and off the lights, and the throttle you can just press down with your thumb to get moving. And finally, you've got information about how to charge it. If the light's red, it's not fully charged, green, fully charged, and they say to charge it for 8 hours before the first use. So that's what we're going to be doing overnight. There are also the keys up here. You don't actually need the keys to run it, but the keys are included so that you can disconnect the battery and charge that without having it on the scooter. So if you are in a tight area or if you've been riding through some filth, you can actually take off the battery to charge it inside and not bring the entire thing in. So if you're going to do that, lock it up. You don't want anyone stealing it. But in any case, that's everything that you get in the box with this. When you first take this thing out of the box, the handlebar assembly here is not attached. So there are 4 screws, 2 on each side, that you need to drive in with the included Allen wrench. It's kind of difficult to get them in there, but once they're in, it's not like you want to take it back out again. So that's probably a good thing. It does fold down for transport, as you see here. The handlebar assembly clips into the back fender here. You just push down on the back fender and it comes out, and up at the front, you just have to lock it in place, and then you're good to go. Hold down the power button for a few seconds to get it started, pull up the kickstand, and off you go. Alright, I've been using this thing in the regular mode for a little while. You can see I've switched it to, well, maybe you can see, maybe you can't. It might not come through very well in the video, but switched over to the high performance side, so let's go ahead and drive it around. And when you're done using it, all you have to do to fold it is pull up on the little blue tab here, which releases the support clip. This comes right down, and you just have to make sure that it's tucked into the rear fender back here. Now, so far, I've really been using this primarily just for fun. It's a lot of fun to ride around, but as I may have mentioned before, the manual that comes with it really specifies that this is meant to be a vehicle and not a toy. So it is fun to use, but they highly recommend not using it for tricks or anything like that, which I can really understand. It is probably about 35 or 40 pounds, so that's a lot of weight to have flying through the air. I have used it for an actual errand at one point. That was because my car was actually broken down and in the shop. And so in order to go and pick up the car, I needed some way to get to the shop. The shop was about 6 miles away. I was using this on just the regular mode, and it got me there without a problem. I still had about 1/3 of the battery life left, according to the display, and being 6 miles away, that means you'd probably get about 9 miles on a charge in similar conditions to me. I'm about 170 to 180 pounds, probably closer to 180 with clothes on and all of that, fully dressed, but yeah, so also not entirely flat. I describe the terrain around here as more rolling than flat. So under those conditions, you could probably expect about 9 miles or so on the regular mode. One other feature on this that was not specified in all of the paperwork is that there actually is something of a cruise control on it. On the lower setting, the eco setting, it goes about 7 or 8 miles an hour. On the regular setting, it's closer to 10 to 12 miles an hour, and on the sport mode, it holds it between 13 and 15 miles an hour. In order to get that to turn off, it is a matter of, just like in a car, hitting the brakes. The one thing that I would also note on that is the faster you're going, the harder you have to pull the brake in order to get it to disengage. When you're going slow in the lower two modes, that's fine, it's not really an issue. In the faster mode, that does result in a little bit of a jerk when you want it to get it to disengage. So that is something to keep in mind. Use this away from traffic, away from speed bumps, in a safe area when you're just getting used to it. But overall, it's been a lot of fun to get to learn how to use, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the weather warming up, and I can actually use this for some regular just running errands and things like that. So yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer whatever I can. Otherwise, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you next time.